What stories are you telling yourself? We've been talking about hopelessness. I want to do that again today. And all of us have stories that we rehearse, that we tell ourselves over and over again, and sometimes they're very exaggerated, but we believe them anyway. It's one of the reasons that we stay hopeless. And the question I want to ask you today is this: what stories are you telling yourself? Now, there are a lot of things that we say. If somebody's hurt us, we have that story going over in our head. Well, this person hurt me, and they probably felt this way, and they probably did it because of this. And we go through this whole exaggerated thing, and pretty soon this small little story becomes this huge novel with a whole lot of things that are exaggerated that may or may not be true. Yeah. What about that? How do we keep from doing that? Well, one thing is to say it out loud. Tell yourself the story. A lot of times when you say it to yourself, you think, that doesn't sound right. Or write it down on paper. Begin to look at it and hunt for those exaggerated statements that all of us make. Many times we make conclusions about things that happen in our lives. And they get us to a place where we're stuck. We can't move. We can't function. We believe them. The Bible talks about this wonderful thing that happens in our lives when we discover truth. It's not just the truth of the gospel, it's also the truth of our situation, what's going on around us. Details of our lives, the truth. And if you're making exaggerated statements in the stories that you tell yourself and other people, you need to discover them. Write them down. Write down your story. Look for those things that are exaggerated. Cross them out. See what you're left with. You're going to find that when you rehearse your stories, when you say them out loud, or when you're really analyzing what stories you're believing about things that are keeping you hopeless, it's probably, I'll guarantee you, it's probably not as bad as you think. You say, Pastor Bob, you don't understand my circumstances. You read every day of people that come through insurmountable odds. The odds that are stacked against them, unsurmountable, and we begin the process of saying yes I can instead of yes I can't. Yes I can't. But you know what I'm saying? And it's really a matter of the mind sometimes, believing our stories and believing the negative parts of them so much that we can't go through, or justifying them and say, well, because this happened to me, now that's my identity. Now I can't get through. Now that person has stopped me. Folks, the only person that will stop you in your future is you. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. So today I want you to tell yourself your stories. Say them out loud. Write them down especially. Look again for those exaggerated statements in your thoughts that you're making that aren't necessarily true, and cross them out. See what you're left with. It's probably not as bad as you think it is. Seriously. Now, before you send me messages saying, well, my situation is worse than that, I repeat, it's probably not as bad as you think it is. The situation may be bad, folks, but Jesus Christ died on the cross for our future as well. And you have a future in front of you. You have possibilities ahead of you. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, even in spite of my stories. God bless you. Have a great day.